Did you see that? That's weird. Did you spot it? Watch again closely. Notice where my stop loss was and where the low of the candle has reached. I was stopped out before the price had gotten to my stop loss. Then, once the candle closed, it showed as if it had already been there. To be clear, I am not assuming any malice here, and we'll get to that later. The next example is the same, but it's harder to follow, so look closely. I moved my stop down and confirmed it at 893.50. You can see that from the price here on the scale and by when I released my mouse click. Then it stops me out, even though it doesn't seem to have reached 893.50 as noted by the low here. It only got one tick higher than my stop. But once again, once the candle closed, it updated and displayed a low of 893.50. And if you go back now to these candles on TopstepX, it shows them as they updated when they closed. I do have some coding experience and specifically coding and financial charting, so I do have some idea of what could have gone wrong here. I think it comes down to differences between live and historical data. Once you load a chart, TopstepX sends a request to its data provider, and they return a list of every candle for the requested time frame. In addition to that, they also provide a data stream of the current price and candle, which then TopstepX has to chart live as the data is coming in. Once the candle closes, TopstepX replaces the candle they charted live with a now historical candle provided by the data provider, and I think that's the explanation. I don't think this was malice for the following reasons. First of all, they couldn't know where the market was going to reverse, so why stop me out prematurely? Secondly, assuming Topstep wants me to lose the most possible on this funded demo account so they won't have to pay me out, they are better off stopping me out as late as possible so I'd get a bad fill and lose more. It just doesn't make sense to stop me out before my stop loss unless they know the future, which they don't, because then they wouldn't have a problem. Let me end by saying that while our own biases would often like things to be more complicated than they are, this was probably a simple error that was accepted or overlooked. How likely was it that I got stopped out to the tick twice in a row? Probably not very likely, but does that mean that the next possible explanation is someone sabotaging me? I don't think so. I like to live in a simpler world, so unless explicitly proven, I'll go with the simplest explanation. Thanks for watching and hopefully you learned something. This has been Nimble Trading.